Hello, everybody. It's Tuesday night, and I am here. I'm live right here on the Jane Belante art page, and I am live on the Paint Pixie page as well. I am hoping that this is working. So far, I haven't gotten a notification, but okay, I see me there, and hopefully I see me here too. So as you pop on, please say hi so that I can just make sure. All right, good. So I'm live here too. Okay, so Connie's here and Nancy's here. All right. This is working. It's working, everybody. It's a miracle. So I'm not seeing what is it called? A notification. So hopefully y'all it's working. So let me I'm going to pull up the Paint Pixie page as well because then I can see comments on that page too. So and Emma is here. All right. Let me just see if I can open that and get those. Okay. Awesome. So Linda's here. Corrine is here. Oh, my favorite people. Nancy Griffin. My two Nancys. Got like three Nancys. All my friends, right? Okay, so I have some fun stuff tonight. I'm going to use the Pixie Doh. Now, I have not used it with this mold. This is just, this is actually from Redesign, but it has these cute little bell flowers on it. So I'm going to use the Pixie Doh in there. And then I have the hummingbirds. So I'm going to use that. And I'm going to use some paint too. So I've got some brushes. My favorite the shortstop. You guys know I love this brush. If you don't have this brush yet, it should be on your list. This is the Turquoise Iris shortstop. I have several of them. I use them all the time. I'm also going to use from her collection, I'm going to use the mop a little bit. So then I've got some Magical Chaulk Paint. Which way does it go? In Marshmallow. And I brought Honeycomb. I brought Bombini Cocktail. And I brought Blue Java Banana. You know what? I just haven't used this in a while, and I need to use it. It's such a good color. And then I also brought the Sour Apple. So I think I'm going to use the Honeycomb and the Sour Apple on the molds. So on the Pixie Doh. So let's just check it out, see how this works. Linda sprinkled. Thank you. Lily of the Valley flowers. Yeah, so cute. Oh, Jill's here. She's sprinkled. Oh, my goodness. Diane is here. Melissa and Miss Jill. I already said Jill, but I'm going to say Jill twice. And that's just on my page. I have one person over on the Paint Pixie page. So if you're on the Paint Pixie page, do say hello. Facebook really reacts to you commenting, and then they will show you more of what you like. So Shannon is here. Hello. All right, so I just have this little cradle board here. I love these. I mean, they're just so easy to work on. My cat must have been up here because I just got cat hair in the face. This one actually has quite a big scratch on it. Can you see that? So I'm going to cover it with a little bit of tissue, I think. I don't want to lose that. Let me put that up there. So what I'm going to start with is just by painting this. So I'm going to just get a little bit of the Blue Java Banana. Denise is here. Hi, Denise. Welcome. This is not open. How funny. Well, this is like my third bottle of the Blue Java Banana, so let me shake that up a little bit. Okay, so I'm just going to plop some right on. It had a little skin on top, so that I just forced it out. I'm going to use, so this shortstop, you can see it's just a little beaten and battered. And I may have left it in some water, so that'll happen, right? Especially if you're me. I know that my friend Karen Denning always talks about never leave your brushes sitting in the water, and she's so good. And I'm like, she's so good because I leave my brushes in the water all the time. And I don't, it's not necessarily that I mean to, I just do. So I'm just blending. Look at how pretty this is. So the Bombini cocktail, some people call it Bombini. I really have no idea what the real name is. So I like to call it Bombini. And it's just a really quick blend. These paints are so cool because they have acrylic in them. And so they've got a lot of blendability with a lot of pigment. So look at how quick and easy that was. So I will go around and do the sides later because I think what I have to tackle tonight will probably take me a little bit here. All right, so next, let me just quick dry this because I'm going to use some of the Paint Pixie Meltdown on top of this, and I'm going to use a little paper. Hi Billy, welcome. Isn't that pretty, Nancy? Bring this up. Hi Elizabeth and Linda and Nancy and Lori. Lori was my winner. I just don't understand how glitter is on this. I haven't had glitter out in like since Christmas. It never goes away. It never goes away. Okay, so I have the Meltdown here. And this is it's a water-based sealer. It has a wax-like finish, but it's good for decoupaging. And so the reason why I'm going to use this to decoupage is because I want a really wet medium right now. Because what I want is I want it to saturate my paper. And I want it to saturate my paper because I want the Bombini and the blue Java banana to peek through. So I'm just going to kind of just lay this out and see. The paper's a little bit too small for the cradle board, but it's really close. So I'm going to go with it. And I'm going to mask some of this out. I don't want it to be super grungy. I really had, these are Tim Holtz papers. I really had another one in mind, but I can't find it. And I guess that's not, you know, I moved everything from my store into storage, and then it all went in my garage, and then it went downstairs, and then I moved my studio up here. So like I tried to be organized, but you know, that just didn't really happen. All right, that's pretty good. So I love working with tissue, especially because I like to make colors underneath it pop through. So I could use, and you guys know, those of you that watch me a lot, you know I love my soft gel, right? And I'm going to use soft gel in a minute. But because I want this to saturate the paper, I'm going to use the Meltdown because it is a liquid medium. So I'm just going to generous amount. So you'll know if it's hot in your house, because this will dry pretty quick if it does. And right now I don't want it to dry super fast. And I'm using a light touch because I don't want to reactivate the paint that I just dried. It's not keeping up. Maureen is here. Elizabeth Sprinkled. Thank you so much. I appreciate that so much. So not only am it's already starting to dry. So I'm actually gonna put some on top too, because that is also going to help saturate my paper, right? Now you can use this and do this technique with thicker tissue. You can make your own tissue. Use napkins, whatever you got. But you have to use a liquid medium, and if your paper is too dark, it's not going to show what's underneath. So now I'm super careful here because liquid mediums make your paper tear. You can tell this is drying so fast. So I'm just going to get some on my brush. Now again, I'm using the Meltdown. It is our water-based, one of our 2 water-based sealers, and I like it for decoupaging. It's nice. Okay, now you can see how that really saturated, right? And all those, I used 2. The Bombini cocktail and the blue Java banana are popping through, and it's really, really pretty. So I'm making sure that my brush is super saturated because this is a tissue paper. It's really, really thin. You will tear it if it starts to dry and you're dragging your brush. So make sure your brush is nice and wet. Look how pretty that is. Watching from Vermont. Welcome, Miss Lois. Rashonda is here. Rashonda won a prize last week. And hey, you know what? Hi Melinda. I may even give this away tonight too. So we'll see how it turns out. I have not used the Pixie Doh in this mold before, so we're gonna keep our fingers crossed that it works well. The Pixie Doh is great. Sometimes you do need to put your molds in the freezer though. So I'm hoping that I can get enough cornstarch in it and that it will pop out. So I really think this is pretty. What do you think? Thanks for sprinkling, Maureen. Do you think this is pretty? Look at, love it. I love it. All right, let me just quickly look at my top. I'm so bad. I'm terrible at closing things. I'll just, if there's some stuff around the rim, I just smash it closed. We're going to see. I'm going to have to peel that off in order to get this thing to close again. I tell ya. Let me move that over so I don't spill it. So I'm just going to quickly blast this dry. And then I'm going to get out the mop brush. This tissue paper, right? It's nice and thin. It's going to dry super fast. And there you have it. It's already dry. I really am liking these colors together. What do you guys think? Do you like the colors together? I'm going to pull this down again. Why do you freeze them? You know what? It makes them pop out really, really quick. So, I said it's already dry, but I missed that little corner. In that little corner. There we are. All right. So, next. I'm going to mute out some of this background. Okay, I don't want all of these to show through because it's going to be competing, right? We do want we want differences, right, when we're making our composition, but we don't want so many differences that we can't have a clear path, right? We want a clear path for the eye to sort of travel across the composition, the page, the canvas, the cradle board, whatever it is that you're working on. And so I'm going to mute this out a little bit. And I think I want it this way so those letters are up the right way. Hello, Miss Alice from Illinois. Welcome. If you're just joining me, my name is Jane Belante. And I am the brand ambassador for Paint Pixie. I love my mop brushes. They're so nice. This is the Iris Pro Mop from the Turquoise Iris collection. And I am just squirting a little bit of water into my marshmallow because I don't want to go on real thick right away, just in case it's too much, right? I want to have a little control, and then I can build my color up from there. So you can see I'm really twisting and turning my brush. I don't want to make a pattern. I really do not want to make a pattern. I just want it to be muted a little bit, bits and pieces coming through. And so you can control that. If you decide, oh, you know what, I really want that part to come through, take a paper towel, get it wet, and dab it on there, and you can remove. You can only do that when it's pretty wet though. So this paint reactivates, but it's going on top of a tissue, right? It's going to saturate the tissue, and then you can't reactivate the tissue, right? So just working quick. Uta's here, and Susan is here. Welcome, everybody. So I'm not going to put it back on there since I took it off. So if you love learning new things, if you love tutorials, I do have a whole bunch on my website, janebelanteart.com. I have some $10 classes if you're just looking to say, you know what, I really like this mixed media art. What's it all about? But I don't want to spend a ton of money. The $10 classes are for you. The Intro to Mixed Media Art gives you 2 projects, and the collage also gives you 2 projects, but in each one you're getting a whole bunch of videos. The mixed media art is really talking about all of the supplies that you might use when creating a mixed media piece. It goes into depth about that, and then you get 2 really fun tutorials. And if you're interested in learning how collage works, and there's so many different ways you can do it, the Collage Basics course is for you. Again, these are only $10, and you're getting a ton of information. So go check it out, janebelanteart.com, and then go to classes. I, of course, have my really awesome brand new Mixed Media Club, and that is where I am live 3 times a week. I'm doing jelly printing, bookmaking, project of the month, art journaling, and everything in between. That is the Mixed Media Club. So I think I'm going to just take a little tiny bit of this Bombini, and I mean just a little baby bit. Can you even see that? Baby bit. Baby bit. Hey, thanks for sprinkling, Connie. Those of you who have been with me for a while know that if I am going to give away something, I give it to somebody who has sprinkled. So that's the deal. Amber is here. Welcome, welcome. So I will look on the Paint Pixie page and on my page. I kind of do like a little wheel of fortune, kind of. I flick the comments on both at the same time. Whichever I see first, whoever I see first that's sprinkled is the one that wins. And so last time Rashonda won. She should be getting her cute little package soon. So you see I'm kind of building the color up around the outside. Yeah. And again, I don't want it to be super, super bright. I'm going to use my paper towel and just kind of smudge it a little bit. So I'm getting a little bit of a different mark. So I'm still using the same tool to apply, but I want it to be a little bit more smooth. And so I'm just using my paper towel to kind of smudge it, blot it, and smooth it. So I think really the key to a really excellent composition is balance, and that all includes really, really building your colors. And so what I'm basically doing here is that my eye is searching for lights and darks, and I'm filling in as needed here. I'm going to grab another mop brush because that one is all blue now and I want the white again. So again, that's the Bombini cocktail and the marshmallow. And the water also helps it be a little bit more transparent so I can read what's underneath it still, which I like. I love typography. Hey, Miss Sandy. Thanks, Nancy. You guys are so awesome. This is not. This is a Tim Holtz paper. You can find them on, I can put a link right to the very paper that I'm using if you want. But you can find them. They have them at Michael's. They have them at Joann's, Hobby Lobby. If you want me to, when I'm done, just let me know and I can put a link directly to this paper. These tissues are smaller. They come in a roll like this. And they're fun. You can layer them, but they're really, really thin. They're a lot thinner. I don't know what weight they are, but they're a lot thinner than a Roy Cycled or a JRV paper. They had to cancel our fireworks last night because of weather, so we get a do-over on Saturday, and what's so cool is that they are lit or blown off or whatever you want to say at the park that's directly across the street from my house. So we can watch them from my living room. So I'm pretty excited about that. And what is great too is that my husband goes to bed at like 9. He wakes up at 5 in the morning and then he rides 20 miles on his bike before he goes to work. And so 9:30 last night was a little late for him. So he'll be able to actually watch them and not be super tired. I'm just continually squirting water and making more of a wash, but you can really see how highly pigmented these paints are, especially because I'm really adding quite a bit of water and the washes are nice and vibrant. I'm trying to decide if I want to add the blue Java banana on top. You can still really see it coming through underneath. So, excuse me, I think that I'm not going to. I think I'm going to just leave it. So, I don't waste paint. I'm going to blot this up with my paper towel, and then I will use this paper towel for collage at some point. So, if you want to know all about that, head over to my website and take my basic collage course and you'll totally understand what I'm talking about. So let me just blast this dry quick. Oh, that's so cool, Maureen. Yeah. Yeah, Mike rides 20 miles a day. I had a goal of 20 miles a day. I can't. I cannot maintain that. It's like by the time you get to the bike trail, and then I have to put my tire on my bike, and it just takes up too much time during my day. So I try to get 20 miles in like 4 days a week. And sometimes it's only 15 miles, but he goes every single morning. We only live about 3 miles away from where he works, so he gets up and goes, and then showers at work and everything. So it's kind of nice. Let me get my meltdown brush back out, and I stuck it in the water, so. My meltdown brush. It is one of my shortstops from the Turquoise Iris. I'm just going to dry it off a little bit. So I'm going to cover this with meltdown, and then because I have discovered the trick, when you are live and you have fresh paint and you're going to put on a Paint Pixie transformation, it's really, really important to have something with tooth. And so I'm going to let this dry, and then I'm going to put a coat of soft gel on top. It's the key I have found. It is the absolute key. If you're having a hard time, even if you're not live showing people how to do stuff, if you're having a hard time getting your transformations to stick, sometimes they just need a little tooth. And so soft gel is the key. I'll do that in just a sec. I know, don't they have the best names? I'm about to use the honeycomb and the sour apple, but I'm going to do the molds first. So this came together pretty quick. These are the kind of projects that I do together with my Mixed Media Club in our Project of the Month Club. I teach all kinds of different ways to create really fun mixed media art. And so we get together on Zoom, we make it together, and it's a whole lot of fun. So if you are interested in really learning, connecting with a community of people that just love to create, super supportive, just kind of see how I want to lay this out. Head over to janebelanteart.com and then check out the Mixed Media Club. Okie dokie. I'm going to use the Pixie Doh. Now, if you haven't used this before, it's so much fun. I love it way better than air dry clay. It's light and fluffy like a marshmallow, like it says right here. And so I'm going to pull that out in a second. But what's going to be really, really important is that I use some cornstarch. And I want to liberally cornstarch the mold. Now, this will not stick to the Pixie Doh once I pull it out. But it's going to be really important so my Pixie Doh doesn't stick to the mold. And like I said, I have not used the Pixie Doh in here. I'm kind of braving it out on my live here. The Pixie Doh will always work in a mold like this, but sometimes, just like air dry clay, it doesn't release super great. So we're going to see. All right, I'm going to just go with that for a minute. You have not used it before. Cool. Maureen's saving her paper towels. I love it. I converted you, Maureen. Okay, so the Pixie Doh, look at that. It's real stringy, right? But it doesn't stick to your fingers. So what I like to do is I like to kind of just warm it up in my hands for a minute. And then I'm going to pull off, because you can kind of mash it together. So I'm going to just kind of go small here for a minute. And I'm just really kind of forming it into the mold. Trying to see, I think I have some. Yep, and you can just pull it off. So I'm going to just kind of smash it down, and then I'm just going to use my nail to kind of pull off the extra. I'm nervous that this isn't going to come out. These are deep. They're deep. I have a lot of cornstarch on them, so if they don't come out, I'll just do them again and put them in the freezer, and then you'll just have to see how it looks when it's finished, but it may or may not. We're going to see. I really hope it does, though. And you can really kind of morph it together, right? So even though I'm using all these individual pieces, it's fine because the heat from your fingers really helps it mold together. So I'm really pressing it in. I had a liberal amount of cornstarch, so I am keeping my fingers crossed that I can get this out. If not, the trick to all, even if you have air dry clay, is putting it in the freezer. And the cold just really helps it set, and it really helps it release. So the Pixie Doh has a little bit of a learning curve to it, but once you use it and once you really figure it out, you are going to love it. It's so fun. You can stamp into it too, which is really neat. I love about it is that you can paint it right away. You don't have to wait for it to dry to paint it, and that's like the coolest part for me, because I like to get stuff done, right? If I'm working on it now, I don't want to have to wait. I don't know if you all are like that, but I sure am. Ooh, it's starting to rain. But like I said, I don't know if you were with me at the beginning, but it was like 85% humidity today and hot. And I like to, I'm a little bit of a baby because I like to sit out on my deck in the morning, and that's where I edit videos and things. And can't do that when you can like eat the air, you know? I don't want to eat the air. One more little flower to do here. I will say I'm nervous. I'm nervous that this isn't going to come out, because I have packed it down. Hey, Maureen sprinkled on both pages. That's awesome. Thank you so much. I don't know if this is going to release. You know you want to. It's not. It's just a mess. It's just a mess. All right, I'm going to have to put it in the freezer. Well, there goes that really great plan. That's okay, though. It's already 7:35, so I'll get, I'm going to put this in the freezer, and I'm probably going to put it in the freezer overnight. So, and then I can paint it right away. So, let me just hold this up. Yeah, this is just a really deep mold, so, but you can see it's starting to really form. You see that? So, I've got it nice and smashed in. Let me put this up for a second. Hey, Sylvia. How are you? So, really kind of smash it in. Once I put this in the freezer, it's going to pop right out. It is hot in here. It's humid. I mean, all of these things play a role when you're working with air dry clay or when you're working with the Pixie Doh. So, and this is a very thick mold, you know, and it has all these intricate little details in it. So, but I do love that you can paint the Pixie Doh right away. It's so, really, so awesome. I'm going to close this up. So I'll have to post it when it's done then tomorrow. I usually like posting tonight, but I can still give it away tonight, right? I can still give it away tonight. Okay, let me pop you back down. Hi, Deborah. So quite a bit. I've done this so far. I just worked on a mold. I was hoping this would pop out, but it's not. I'm going to put it in the freezer and pop it out tonight. I wanted to do it live, and you're always taking a risk doing molds live. I don't have a freezer here in my studios, so that's going to have to come later. So I'm going to paint the flowers with the honeycomb, with the marshmallow, and then the sour apple. So it's going to look really pretty on top of this already. I've got the Bonbini cocktail. So if you can see these colors together, I can't even see. Hi, Nancy. These are really pretty together, you know, along with this blue Java banana. Avalanche. So the honeycomb is really, really going to pop. And then I'll tone it down probably a little bit with the marshmallow. So you'll just have to wait and see how that turns out. But what I want to do is I'm going to put a layer, because I am about to do my transfer. And let's see, that's going to curve this way. So I'm probably going to put my gun right here. So I've got the Hummingbird's Transformation set here. It is raining pretty good, starting to lightning. My goodness. We need it though. Our grass was already turning yellow. Burnt out and yellow, and it's just the beginning of July. That's not very common for Wisconsin. So even though my mold is curving this way, right? When I pop it out, it's going to be the complete opposite. So it's going to come about here-ish. And so I'm going to want my hummingbird over here. And I thought I would use this guy. So I am going to give this away tonight, but you do have to stay, because if you don't contact me, if I announce that you won and you don't contact me, I'm not going to hunt you down. I'll just pick somebody else. So you got to stay till the end to know if you won or not. So maybe something like that. So I'm going to put this soft gel down. Okay, now this is what I love to decoupage with this. Soft gel, I use gallons and gallons and gallons of the stuff. I use it every day, multiple times per day. And the reason I'm using it right now, even though I've already put the meltdown on, is because all of this is fresh. It's fresh paint, it's fresh meltdown, and sometimes you think it's dry, sometimes you think it's set, and it's not, and then your transfer doesn't stick. And so if I wasn't doing this live, I would just let this sit and I would go put my transfer on later, right? But I'm doing it live, so I need to give this a tooth to stick to. And that's what the soft gel is going to do. This is a fine art product. You can, Liquitex makes it. Golden makes it. Art Basics makes it. So there's all kinds of different brands. You get it at any hobby store, but you have to go to the fine art section. Alice, sprinkle is sharing, so there's a button that says share or share with your friends, and you just click that and you're on your way. I don't know, Facebook, it's I just don't understand it, because they want you to share, right? They provide you with a share button, but then they penalize you for saying the word share. So people started saying sprinkle. And it's confusing for some because they don't know what the heck that even means. So, oh, Deborah, I'm so glad. I love creating. This is so relaxing for me, too. That is popping right off of it. Wow, it is pouring out all of a sudden. Just wanted to see if I wanted to use a different color. I definitely need them to go. Let me just look at both of these. So you're just cutting them out of the sheet, and then if you've never seen a transfer or art transformations before, oh, I almost like this one better. Let's see how that's going to go. It's going to look like this, right? Yeah, it's going to look like this. It kind of needs to go up a little bit, like that. All right, which one do you like better? We'll call this one Red Tail. Thanks for sharing, Sylvia and Shannon. We'll call this one Red Tail. Ooh, did you hear that? Thunder. Or, you know what? I think it's Red Tail. I don't even want to ask for your opinion because I know you're all going to say Red Tail. It just fits better. It looks better and it fits better. So let me just make sure this is dry. I'm going to just peel the back off. I'm holding this up for reference so I don't misplace my hummingbird. So this is sticky on the back for those of you who have never done this before, and you just kind of press it down. And then take a credit card, an old hotel key, a craft stick. These are transfer sticks from another set, and you want to burnish this. Okay, and burnish is a fancy word for rubbing. And you're just going to burnish it really, really, really well before you start to try to pull it up. Just burnish it all over the place. I've never used that with transfers. Kimber, the only reason why I'm using the soft gel right now is because I'm live, and I know that it dries rock hard real quick. Otherwise, you can just wait, you know, for your paint and everything to be totally dry. But because I'm doing this live and I'm doing it quick, I'm forcing this to work, right? You don't have to use soft gel with transfers. I'm doing it because I need something for it to stick to. So I'm looking for, I just need a little something to get this edge up. So I have these thick nails on, right? So the more you burnish ahead of time, the better this is going to release for you. And if you find it's not releasing, just put it back down. Hey, Phyllis! Oh my goodness, I'm just glad you're here. No big deal. So you see, I'm just going really, really slow. A little part of his beak didn't want to go down, but I just put it back down, and there it went. So I am going to be giving this away tonight. It's not going to be done tonight, though, because my mold needs to go in the freezer. It wouldn't release on me, which is totally normal. Especially in a thicker mold like that. But at least you got to see the pixie dough, and it really is so easy to work with. Look at how pretty. Isn't that so pretty? Have you gotten these molds yet, or these transformations yet? This is the hummingbird set. I probably... Red tail. I love you guys. They're so awesome. I probably forgot to put my affiliate link. So hang on one second. If you want to buy any of this stuff, you can head over to my, using this link that I'm about to give you, and then you're going to go to the Creative Marketplace, and you will find all of the transformations that Paint Pixie has to offer. You can go to their magical chalk paints from there. You can look at any of the brushes that I'm using today, and you will find the Pixie Doh is pretty brand new. Just been about a year or so, a little over a year since Paint Pixie has been carrying it. Now, what did I do with it? I really don't have that big of a space. Here it is. And you get this whole huge package. It's really awesome. Love him or her. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl. I don't know. Okay, so then this is going to go on next. But before I put it on, I'm going to paint it. And so, there, now you can see my whole face instead of half my head. As it's drying, just try to see. Isn't it pretty? Thanks for sprinkling. Yeah, the hummingbirds are really amazing. Yeah, that's not ready. This little part, some of it's dry, but where it's really, really deep, it's just not going to pop out. So that's okay. I'll just paint that off screen. Just know that you can paint the Pixie Doh right away. You don't have to wait for it to dry, which I really love about that. So one more thing I was thinking about adding, and I may have to add a little bit more of the white paint. I have some stenciled words here. So this is, I like the one curious. Let's see what we all have. Impatient, surprised, healed, pleased. I like curious. Silly is fun. I don't even know if I'm going to use them, but the little FR is coming off of frustrated. Curious could be cute. Working with molds is your favorite. I love that. Yeah, they're so fun. Yeah, so I'm definitely going to stick this in the freezer overnight. But that's the best part, is that you can pop these molds out while they're wet, and you can paint them right away. You don't have to wait. And then you can glue them right away too. And what I love about this too is that they're pliable, right? So you can put them around candlesticks while they're still, you know, right when you pop them out of the mold, while they're still wet. Just use some strong glue. Curved drawers, you know. Let me just see if I even want to have, a word. I feel like I'm going to need something else, because the mold is going to go here, the casting is going to go here, and then I just feel like I need something to go right there, just for a little balance. I like the curious, that the S is a little. Then I have silly, I have giddy. I don't think silly really works, though. The only one I really think works with this, see that it's stuck, is curious. Or hungry. Hungry would work, right? And so it would just go on like this, and I feel like it's just not quite right. So maybe I'll just figure that out too. I need, I don't know. I have a whole bunch of stuff that I can try with it too. I have all kinds of, let's just see. Since I'm already using relief. Have like little metal pieces like this. I mean, something like that. That's a little too grungy. I don't think Expedition would work. And then I have all kinds of letters. Also use, well, I could spell something out. Don't fall. Ooh, I caught it. I have no idea what I wanted to say though. Feed. I don't know. What would a hummingbird say? I don't think it would say fly. I may have to work on that. Curious. You think curious is good too? Yeah, it's just not. Maybe I'll just, you should, Sylvia. You should still have hummingbirds up there. Deborah says males have more color than the females. Oh, I love that. Yeah, you should have them up there, Sylvia. If you put out feeders, you should get them. We definitely have them here. I mean, I know you're about 8 hours further north, but maybe I'll just, I don't know. Maybe I'll kind of dig through my, because on that whole, let's see if I can just pull out that stencil once. Sure, I had it out all day long, and now when I want it, I have no idea where it went. I'm just digging through this big pile of stuff. Hello, Maxers. My cat is hanging out. Don't know the words, but I can hum a tune. I think this is really just pretty so far. So, I think this is my ending point. I think I love the curious. I wish I could put my hands on that stencil. It's literally been sitting out all day. I'm working on something really fun that I can't show you yet, but you'll see it soon. Because there's more words. There's more words. I like curious, but I don't like the colors that it's in. So maybe I'll just find the stencil and I will stencil it in something else. I could do a raised stencil too. That would be really pretty. So that's what I'm going to do. So the rest of this is going to be a little bit of a surprise, y'all. But let's see who wins it. And of course, I will post it when it's done. I'm going to do sort of the spin the wheel on both of the comments. You asked what a hummingbird would say. I don't know the words, but I can hum a tune. Oh, he would say all of that is really funny. I'm a little slow, Deborah. Yeah. Oh my goodness. You should get a feeder for sure. Okay. I'm going to spin the wheel. Oh, flutter. That's a really good one, Phyllis. Oh, I love that. I like it. Oh, Debbie's here. My friend Debbie's here. I didn't even know she was here. Are you done with your trip? I saw your paintbrush lady that I can't think of her name, and I was dying. It's so funny. You like expedition. That's so cute. Okay, I'm going to spin the wheel on both. It's not really a wheel, it's just comments, right? And I am going to stop on the first person I see on either page that has sprinkled, and that person will win this, okay? So here we go. Phyllis! Phyllis! Phyllis, you won! I have your address. So you don't have to tell me your address. Yeah, it's really, really pretty so far. So I'll finish it up tomorrow. And you'll really love the molds. If you haven't tried the Pixie Doh yet, do try it. Like I said, it has a little bit of a learning curve, but it's so fun to play with. You're still in the behind with Trixie. I love it. You had her like in the rocks or something. It was really funny. So, oh, well, thanks for joining me from the Bahamas. I love that. I wish I was there with you. It looks so wonderful. Hey, Pamela. So, Phyllis, you are the winner. Yeah, I'm so excited. Phyllis is my friend, so I'll be happy to know that she's grabbing this. But it's really, really pretty so far. We'll get the, whatever this is called. I'm calling it a bellflower, but somebody else called it something. I'm terrible with my flowers. When this is dry, I can pop it out better. It's starting to dry and come up now, but I don't want to ruin it. So I'll finish that off camera, and I will show you when you're done, and then I will figure out what else I'm doing for the word. I kind of like curious. I really like flutter, so I'm going to see what I can figure out. And thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. Do use my link that is in the comments if you want to buy any of the Paint Pixie products. Otherwise, you may have a local retailer near you that you can visit. If you don't have a local retailer and you want to get all this amazing paint and the transformations and the molds and all the amazing brushes, ask them to carry Paint Pixie. We would love to have new retailers, especially ones that you could frequent and hang out, like Debbie Tona, who is in the Bahamas right now, but she is an amazing shop owner, and that's who we'd love to partner with. So have a really great rest of your night, and I will see you very soon.